Okay, this is, wow. 2 bodies found in the woods right behind a Walmart in Salem, Massachusetts.
Yeah, it's the kind of headline that just stops you, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Very disturbing.
absolutely. We've been looking through the initial reports, NBC, Boston, Mass Live. There was a video report from WCB Channel 5, too.
Mm-hmm. Trying to piece together what's actually known at this early stage.
Exactly. The goal here is really just to unpack the key facts, get a clearer picture of this story as it's unfolding.
On the setting itself, I mean, behind a Walmart, it's so everyday, yet the scene of something so violent.
Right. It really makes you think. So let's lay out the timeline. It started Wednesday afternoon.
Okay.
A man's out walking his dog, apparently in the woods behind the Highland Avenue Walmart.
And he finds something.
He finds what looks like a body, calls the police, and when they get there, they find a second body nearby.
2 bodies. Just awful. And this was, what, pretty close to the store?
Yeah, the report said about 100 feet from one corner in this wooded patch that they taped off.
Right. A public space, but also sort of hidden, I suppose.
Exactly. And we know both victims were male. No IDs released yet, though.
Still unidentified. That's tough. And the details about how they were found, pretty grim.
Yeah, the prosecutor mentioned this at the arraignment. They said the bodies showed signs of blunt force trauma and stab wounds.
So definitely violent deaths, not accidental.
Not at all. And they were apparently hidden, covered by, quote, various items and dirt.
Which suggests someone tried to conceal them, deliberately.
Points to covering tracks, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
Yeah.
A conscious effort after the fact.
Which leads us to the arrest. Happened very fast.
Yeah, Jay Blodget, 30 years old, arrested and charged.
2 counts of murder. His arraignment was Thursday morning.
And a not guilty plea was entered for him.
Standard procedure at this point, right? But here's something interesting.
Oh.
The specific facts of the case. They've been sealed, impounded until a probable cause hearing on May 28th.
Ah, okay. So the prosecution is holding a lot back right now. That usually means they have sensitive details or the investigation is still very active.
Could be. But even with things sealed, the prosecutor did say something pretty significant.
What was that?
That Blodget eventually made a statement implicating himself in the murders.
Implicating himself. Okay, that's huge, even if we don't know the exact words or context yet.
Right. We don't know why they zeroed in on him so fast. The sources don't say. But that alleged statement is clearly central.
It puts him right in the middle of it. Did he say anything else in court?
Only briefly, apparently just about getting his court-appointed lawyer sorted out.
Okay. And he's being held.
Yeah, held without bail.
That's significant. Shows the court sees him as a potential flight risk or danger, based on whatever evidence was presented, even if sealed from the public.
Definitely serious. Now, let's talk about Bloodit himself, because his recent history, it adds a whole other layer here.
Okay, what do we know?
Police records show he was arrested just last week.
For what?
For allegedly breaking into a storage container with a hacksaw.
A hacksaw. Okay. And where was this storage container?
This is the key part. It was near the Walmart. And the reason he was apparently breaking in, he'd just been kicked out of the area he'd been living in.
Let me guess.
Yep. The woods behind the Walmart on Highland Avenue.
Yeah.
The same woods where the bodies were just found.
Wow. Okay, so there's a direct connection. He was living there, got kicked out, and then this happens right after.
Yeah.
That's a strong link to the location.
Definitely. And during that storage container incident, which was like April 17th, he reportedly told the police he had no place to go now.
Sounds desperate. Was he trying to live in the container?
Seems like it. He'd apparently brought a mattress inside, was tossing stuff out to make room.
Huh. Was anything taken from it?
Some jewelry was reported missing. He denied taking it, though.
Okay, so a possible theft element there too, but denied. What else from that earlier arrest?
Well, when they arrested him for the container break-in, they seized his bike, a green one, and get this, over $6,700 in cash.
Whoa, wait. Is $6,700? Where did he say he got that?
He apparently claimed it was from panhandling.
That seems like a very large amount for panhandling, doesn't it?
It really does. That detail definitely jumps out. You have to wonder where that money actually came from.
Absolutely. Investigators must be looking hard at that. Any connection to the victims, maybe? Or the motive? It's a big question mark.
For sure. And it sounds like he was known around there. Neighbors called him a well-known panhandler.
So people recognized him.
Yeah, one guy who works nearby even said he knew him, thought he was the nicest guy, always said hi, said he'd given him money before.
And this person was surprised by the murder charges.
Very surprised, according to the report.
It just shows, you often don't know the full story behind the people you see every day. A disconnect between that perception and these charges.
Definitely a disconnect. And remember, this specific wooded area, it had those wildfires last year, too.
Right, I remember that. So maybe it's a bit neglected, perhaps?
Yeah.
Less monitored?
Could be. Maybe why someone felt they could, camp out there, or unfortunately, why a crime might happen there.
Makes sense. So what's next for the investigation?
Well, the Salem police chief, Lucas Miller, he emphasized how exceptionally fast the arrest was made.
Trying to reassure the public, I imagine.
Yeah, and he stated there's no current threat to the public now, implying they believe they have the person responsible.
Which points back to Blodget and that alleged statement.
Exactly. We also know Blodget's lawyer is planning to look into his mental health.
That's not surprising. It's a standard and important angle to explore in cases this serious. It could impact everything down the line.
Yeah. And the prosecutor mentioned a 90-minute interview Blodget gave police. That'll be crucial evidence, I'm sure.
Oh, definitely. Both sides will be dissecting that interview very carefully.
So the next key date is that probable cause hearing, May 28th.
That's when we might get more concrete details. Perhaps some of that sealed information could come out, see what evidence the prosecution actually has.
Right. So to sum it up, 2 men, still unidentified, murdered violently blunt force, stab wounds found hidden in the woods behind the Salem Walmart.
And Jay Blodget, who was apparently homeless and living in those same woods until recently, is arrested quickly, charged with their murders after allegedly implicating himself.
Plus, there's that prior arrest just days before, the significant amount of cash.
Yeah, lots of pieces. But still, huge questions remain. Who are the victims? What was the motive?
Did Blodget know them? What's the real story behind that $6,700?
Exactly. So much we don't know yet.
It really makes you think, doesn't it, about, the hidden things happening in places you walk past every day, the complexities under the surface.
Absolutely. And it leaves you wondering, when those sealed details eventually come out in May, what are they going to reveal about what really happened in those woods?
Yeah. It's a deeply disturbing situation, and we'll certainly be watching for more information. Leaves you with a lot to think about.